me, oh Lord, guide me. Lord, you are my everything.
All right, and of course, we are coming to you live from the studios here at JAIRiE Radio. I want to say much love to everyone on Mixcloud, everyone on YouTube, everyone that's watching us on the world map today. I want to say much love to everyone in Germany, everyone in Canada and Jamaica, France, wherever in the world you are right now. The artist, her name is Masha Steele. And Mr. Isaacs, I'm going to ask you just give me a link that Misha can share with her fans. All right here. All right, once again, I want to say thank you to JAIRiE Radio for facilitating us. And I want to say good morning to you, Misha. Misha, I want to give a shout out to everybody listening to you right now.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Easter. It is a blessing to be alive.
Yes, it is.
And a blessing to have this gift and to share with the world. I want to big up all my producers and all my supporters, all my well-wishers, and everybody listening this morning on this blessed Sunday.
Yeah, all right, there you have it. Her name is Masha Steele. Once again, I want to say much love to everyone checking in right now. Nice that we can talk to the sisters. The sister was doing her thing in her own little way. And we don't even call her our Belizean artist because she's our adopted Jamaican sister. Right, Misha? She's our adopted sister. She is everything Jamaican, everything Jamaican. So welcome. But I won't be disrespectful as well. So I want to say much love to everyone in Belize. Sometimes we have to borrow her, all right? Because she is so multi-talented. We have to have her in our little environment. So Misha, we want to just back up from the very beginning. For people who are listening for the first time, I know they know you, but we're not doing an interview, but we just want them to get as familiar with you and know some of the things about you. All right, so we want to tell you about your early life growing up in Belize and how this kind of shape your music, all right?
Yes. So, when my mother passed away when I was a toddler, I was raised by my grandparents who at the time were band leaders and found us as the number one band in Belize. So I grew up in that yard just watching them and especially my uncle. First thing he would do in the morning is, have a little vocal exercise and bonus play.
Well, it's so funny because I saw somewhere that you started harmonizing with this group when you were only 4 years old. Am I correct?
Correct.
Oh, my goodness.
Correct. Because what it was, okay, so my uncle, I guess they basically saw me mimicking them. Mm-hmm. But I was always under the table doing that, right? Because they would play their records like, I remember they came from Europe and they were playing one of their records and I was harmonizing and they were like, wait, where's that coming from? And them look under the table and them see me.
At 4 years
and
old.
He held me up by my ankles like, come here.
Oh, my God.
And from there on, when the band practicing in the backyard, because our yard was the yard where every musician went from all over, wherever they came from, like they would come there for everything. So then they kind of put me on display and I'm harmonizing and things like that with the song and everybody was very impressed. So yeah, that's how it started.
Wow. So since you say it now, so from your house where all these musicians also came to, so which artists inspired you most while you were growing up? Because, you see, you've been around music so long. At least one who kind of inspired you more than another.
Okay, so from the R&B world, that would have been Whitney Houston. From the rock and roll world, that would be Tina Turner.
Wow.
From the dancehall reggae world, that was Diana King.
Ah, nice.
You understand? Because she broke the rules.
Yes.
Because they were always trying to put us in a box and say you can only be one thing or the other. So when Diana King came about and, she's doing everything that I saw myself doing, I wanted to do what she was doing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, look at her. Like, she's singing her night, oh, somebody, loving everybody. And then she come in, oh, Lord, have mercy, mercy, mercy. Just mash it up.
People, once again, I'm telling you, her name is Masha Steele. And I don't know why Misha, I used to pronounce the name Meesha. So probably that's why I'm drawing out the Misha so much. So it's actually Masha Steele, right?
Yeah, Mesha, but serious and Mesha. And everybody say Mesha. So if you put Mea or Mee, that's fine, just as long as it's pronounced correctly. But I'm used to it now, man. I'm telling you.
Okay, because for years I had you listed as Misha, Meesha. But anyway, that's not even important right now. Right now, we want to get about the music and so on. Lots and lots of things going on. But how did your family, growing up in a family of musicians and all of that, how your family felt when you let them know that you wanted to pursue this as a career?
Okay, so my grandmother, who was the Iron Fist, she was like, well, that's nice, but you have to be a typist and marry a... So she wanted me to marry a nice church boy and be a typist, because typewriter was the thing. Like, in her head, that was like, you arriving. So that's what she wanted. And,
right.
But they knew I was a rebel, so they knew early on I was going to break every rule. They knew.
Wow.
Okay, all them fight, I did what I, like, literally, like, I couldn't fight, this thing inside of me. This is who I was meant to be. And, once I hit 18, then they kind of just accepted it because I did give her my diploma. I took it to her, and I'm like, okay, I'm going on the road now.
So you did school and everything, and so in Belize?
No. At that point, South America, Europe, Central America, and things like that with the band that I was with at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right, so what was
the only widow.
So I'm curious then, so how was your first major performance? What was it like?
It just felt like home.
Yeah?
People, say that they get nervous with the stage. I never had a nervous bone in my body. Wow. Never did.
Confidence level was
so
up.
It was, this is where I belong. And that was my, confirmation that I was meant to do this.
Mm-hmm. But so you had no stage fright or nothing. So I'm curious to know that.
Absolutely not.
I'm curious about.
But let me give you a backstory as to why I did not have stage fright. Now, when my grandparents left with the band, I was maybe about 5 years old. And from that point on, we did not technically have any adults in the room watching over us. Yeah. So the people they left us in care of did not, they were sending, how people come a foreign and they make them money to send home to the family to feed them and whatever, provide their needs.
Yeah.
So we were not receiving that. So I said to my sisters, I'm like, we could either sit here and starve or we could just use our voice point. And and again, this is why there was no nervous bone in my body, but I was always guided by the Most High. Mm-hmm. Or maybe by my mother because she passed away, like I said, when I was a toddler.
Yeah.
So what occurred, everything that I remembered from back in the day, like, a couple of years back when my grandfather used to take me to his meetings, come home and make these little mock conversations, making little mock deals. So he was preparing me and he didn't even know.
Wow.
Right? So when these things were happening and, the people they left us in care of were not doing the right thing, I told my sisters, look, this is what we got to do. They're like, how are we going to do that? We're so young. Girl, let me tell you. I had a cousin that was about 15 years old. I wrote him a script, and I gave him that script to read to people.
Wow.
Right? Because at this point, we were singing in little variety shows in the schools and all of that.
Yeah.
And people were quite interested, right? And also we won all the talent shows.
Wow.
Every talent show till we can't compete again.
Wow. So I'm curious to know, tell me about your first recorded song then.
Okay, so my first verse, and this is back in Belize.
Wow.
And believe it or not, at that point I was doing soca music. Soca.
You're very versatile because I've seen you perform. You're well-rounded in every aspect when it comes to music. So people, once again, before she even answer the question, her name is Masha Steele, is a very talented artist, great performer. And Misha tell us that she, before, I want to plug this even further before we go any further. Misha, you're ready to work, right? And you work anywhere in the world. So for everyone who's watching me now in Europe, Germany, much love. France, much love. Misha will travel to France and Germany. She, if it's a sister you want on your stage. Anyway, let us continue with the question, Misha.
So yeah, because like that whole Singy thing, I had that, and my voice, I think for my age, they thought it was very powerful. Everybody always thought that. So and they took me on the road, and because like maybe like a year or something prior, I was Carnival Queen. I went and I played mass and was the Carnival Queen and blah blah blah.
Wow.
Anyway, and I did that on a bet, really. Mm-hmm. You understand? That was a bet thing, and because I was a kind of a tomboy, and they say, "Oh, I bet you can't go and play mass," and I went and I conquered it. So whatever you tell me I can't do, I will do it. And then, with the Messengers, when I started touring with them, and I was doing all these little things and whatever, I had a soca song that came out with them. So that was technically my first recording.
All right.
And then, we toured further and whatever. And after a couple of years, and I won awards and different things, got international acclaim while I was with them, part ways with them, and moved to the United States.
Oh, nice. So, all right. So, people, there you have it. So, we're just trying to get a background on Masha Steele. Great artist, great singer, but sometimes it's nice to get a feel of the artist, the lady behind the voice. All right. So, Masha, how has your style, your musical style, evolved since you've started? I know you say you started off doing soca, and you started off with the band, was it The Messenger? But over time,
correct.
How has your style evolved?
Well, it's evolved to, what I ultimately desired to, do reggae music, but I'm more of a reggae acoustic soul artist because I also do acoustic versions of everything that I do because that's the soul part of me, right? So if you versions of stuff, you will find, of course, reggae. So that's what I do. And, a little dance all here and there sprinkled and things like that. So, because I am just an artist that pours my soul into my music. So I will still say I'm a soul artist. Wow. This is where all the melodies come from and where my stories come from because it comes from my soul.
Right. And, I have to give a big shout out as well as I'm talking to you to Merva Forrest from Platinum One Band because she reached out to me and said, "Oh, she's like a daughter. You're on that band as well. Are you still on that band?"
Well, yes. I am. I would say the resident female singer. When they need a female singer to come in, I come and I do my contributions for them. So we have had a ongoing relationship now for many years. I want to say from maybe around 2012, 2011, them time there.
Wow. Wow. But as a female artist, though, and you're also from Belize, I know you migrated to the States and you continued your music. What are some of the challenges you experience in the industry? Because we know their challenges. We know many of us, we have our challenges. So what are some that kind of stood out for you in this industry?
Well, some Me Too moments, of course, where people would come and they would pretend like, okay, they're the blah, blah, blah. And then they'd come like, okay, well, we're going to have a meeting at such and such a date at such and such a time. So, and I had a lot of that going on until, unfortunately, I decided I was going to abandon some of my projects because I'm not going to sell my, compromise my virtue or sell my soul.
Right.
You understand? So there's that. And then sometimes, as a woman, you get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
So, as a woman, I fight us down for whatever perception in their head or whatever perceived threat they may see when they see us.
Yes. Where as women, we kind of have to carve our own path and fight harder than the man just to get a little footing in the industry, don't it?
Correct.
Just a little footing.
Correct.
So I'm curious.
Yeah, and the whole seniority complex where they think, because they're older than you and they're doing it for a long time, you don't know what you're talking about and blah, blah, blah. So those are some of the challenges that I faced. and people, because they feel like they know better and whatever because they're older, like your vision don't mean nothing.
Right, that's not even good. But I'm curious to know how involved you are in the production of your music.
Oh, I'm completely independent now. And I will not do a record unless, my creative or my creativity can shine through upon it. I will not be suppressed anymore. It's just not going to happen.
Right, right, right. And though I want to remind you as well, for everyone who's listening to me right now, that you can call Misha live in studio here. It's a WhatsApp number, it's 347-688-3106. 347-688-3106. For all my friends listening over there in Belize or wherever in the world you are, you can call and give Misha a shout out. 347-688-3106. That's our WhatsApp number to call and say hi to the artist. All right, and I know, Misha, you've done quite a bit of collaboration with other artists. And I'm not going to ask you what's your favorite or who is your favorite collaborator, because it's going to seem as if it's going to put you in a spot to name somebody unless you want to tell me.
Actually, there is no favorite because everyone I decide I will collaborate with is because I really wanted to work with them.
Yeah.
Because they each bring, something special to my brand.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So there's no favorites.
No special. All right. So, Misha, if I had to play one of your songs, which songs do you want me to play for you right now?
Right now, okay, you played my spiritual song already, so that would have been it. But
I love that song.
From my current catalog that I sent you, I want to say "Touch the Road."
Oh, Touch the Road. But people, I'm gonna hold off on the one because that one is a hot one, is a collaboration that I really like. Something. Let me just go it. And I see that you have a tour coming up for that with the same name.
Yeah, right around Memorial Day. And we have Atlantic City, we have Delaware, we have Massachusetts, such as Nantucket. Oh my gosh, I can't remember all the places right now, but we're currently working on Honduras, St. Kitts, and Belize for that as well.
So is this
Chicago? I'm sorry, yeah, all these different places, but yet.
Okay, but this is actually your tour.
Correct.
All right. So the name of the tour is also called Touch the Road, right?
Yes, and we're still currently booking. So.
All right. So currently booking. So her name is Masha Steele. Tour is coming up, starting Memorial Weekend, and she told you about some of the places that she will be. They're still booking, so don't be surprised if you hear locations and additional dates. But this song I'm going to play for you is a song that she did alongside Flower Gun, or should I say Flower Gun and Masha Steele. It's called Touch the Road. Beautiful, beautiful song. Didn't know Flower Gun could sing, right?
Well, this is Flower Gun alongside Masha Steele.
Yeah.
And this is the way we feel.
Baby, I know I feel it.
We are touch the road tonight. Oh yeah. Yes, I really feel the vibe. Oh Lord. We have fancy car to drive. Well, just on cologne smelling nice.
Pull up the tune!
All right, I'm gonna pull this up again. I'm sure you didn't know. You thought Flower Gun was only a DJ. This is and Flower Gun doing this thing. It's called Touch the Road. Beautiful song. Misha, I should let you know that. All right, love this one. Play it again.
Guano.
Sure.
Well, this is Flower Gun alongside Masha Steele.
Yeah.
And this is the way we feel.
Baby, I know I feel it.
We are touch the road tonight. Oh yeah. Yes, I really feel the vibe. Oh Lord. We have fancy car to drive. dress and cologne is smelling nice. Hey.
I'm gonna tell you how to build a vibe, baby. Big spiffy, not jack on a light.
Say what? Now selector, turn up the sound, my tender.
Surfing not around.
Tonight we'll be drinking and dancing.
We are going to town.
Madam.
From long time you want me man, come take your shot. Show me your rhythm, let me show you what I got. On the spot, make it hot. I feel the vibes, baby, and I just can't stop.
When you wind up on your body, nobody stop. Tell me why you bubble like a soap in your fingers in a me dreadlocks.
Babes, you know I love you and you know that I care. Up on the Bible, me ready figure swear. Yes, I got your back, now watch where them a chat. This your love, I give you it straight to the mouth.
Alright, and you know I always do it like this. I can't play the entire song because the song is available for streaming. So go and support the artist. Get your own music, man. Don't try to get mine. Go and download the music. Go and buy the song. Go support the artist. And you have any new album out there right now, Misha? Because anybody who's listening to you right now, we want them today. Today's Easter Sunday. Nice for you to show some respect. Go buy some music, alright? Apart from getting more familiar with the songs, I want you to go and stream and support today. So if you're in the reach of my voice, Misha, tell them where and how they can get your music.
Okay, so everything, of course, is on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Pandora, Deezer, you name it, it is there. If you just look for Masha Steele, MESHASTEELE, you'll find it on every streaming platform. Okay? And technically, I would call my last few releases an EP because once one song was released, the other people who had stuff in the vault decided that they were going to release stuff immediately after Touch the Road was released this past June. So technically, it's like an EP that is out.
Okay, there you have it. So she's available on all platforms. Her name is Masha Steele, last name STEELE, first name MESHA. Available on all platforms for all my listeners over there in Europe. She is available on all platforms. So today is a nice day. You can go and stream the music, get her album, and be more familiar with Masha Steele. Misha, I'm curious to know if your Belizean culture influenced you.
Well, it's weird that you mentioned that because Belize is much like Jamaica, some parts of it. And I also have Jamaican and Honduran roots. So those are very strong. My name is actually Misha McGregor. So, yes.
No relation to Freddie, are you?
Actually, yes. So that's where the Jamaican side comes in.
Oh, all right.
He was actually, or is actually cousin to my late grandfather. That's where the McGregor comes in.
Okay, good. So there you have it. It's a musical family all around. So I'm curious to know, Misha, so how do you feel reggae reflects the soul or struggles of Belize?
Well, because, now the thing about reggae music, or at least from what we can remember, the cultural side of it, it's all about the social issues. It resonates with love and, all of these things, unity and spirituality as well, like spirituality. So all of these things mix into one and it makes for great stories.
Yeah.
And I call it soul music. Some would argue and say R&B because, it's music that makes you feel.
Yes.
So, without putting anything on an R&B beat, everything I've ever written was always a story that, like I was saying earlier, that, comes from my heart and my soul and whatever. So this was the closest, or is the closest,
so I'm curious,
to soul music.
So when you're writing the music, and so do you prefer writing the lyrics first and then you build the rhythm, or how do you do it? Or
it's interesting that you say that because I get it in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just maybe a sentence that maybe resonates with me about something deep. Sometimes it's about an issue that is, going on in my waking life that affects me enough that I decide I need to write. only music therapy
Yes.
can soothe. But also, sometimes I get it in a full song in a dream.
Wow.
Like, there was one time I was dreaming an entire Broadway show.
Oh my
And
goodness.
sis, let me tell you, I didn't realize I was dreaming this and it was all original until like, I kind of popped up like, oh my gosh. You understand?
Wow. Yes, yes,
And then I'm kind of mumbling in my, my voice record on the phone because we have that. I'm trying to mumble as much as I can remember.
Oh my God.
Most times I'm in a deep sleep and I get my melody and my lyrics and the song ideas while I'm dreaming.
Oh wow. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. But today as you're here as a sister from Belize, and I have to pay respect to Belize. I'm talking to you because ambassador for representing your country, representing Belize. Because no matter how American you get, or like me, no matter how American I get, I'm still Jamaican. So like you
Always.
no matter how American you get, you're still, what is it? Is it Belizean?
No matter how far I roam, I will find my way back home. So the land where my roots have gone. Okay.
All right. You see. So you see, I'm happy you said that. So I'm curious, how do you feel reggae? All right, Noah. Do you feel that Belize gets enough recognition in the global reggae scene? So I'm asking you these questions because right now you are on a platform where you can speak for the other people who they can't hear, but they can hear you because you're out there doing your thing and representing your country in the only way that you can. So I want to know if you feel that Belize gets enough recognition in the global reggae scene.
Well, I would say no because naturally, reggae will say this. The fact that, I moved to America when I did.
Yeah.
And I affiliated with the people that I affiliated with and my talent for harmony, because let me tell you something. What kind of really got me deep in this industry, in the reggae music industry, if you will, the fact that I can harmonize, and I harmonize on a lot of records.
Yes.
So I'm in the studio, I'm doing this stuff, and because, like I said, we speak similar, it's easy for me to do Jamaican sound because of that, because the words are not that far apart. So it translates on records, and it's authentic to the listeners. So this is kind of how I even, got deep into reggae music, because it wasn't like, a thing that I was saying, okay, I will actually be a reggae artist in the beginning.
Yes.
But because of, I am, and I've lived here now for over 2 decades.
Right.
And this was the closest to my culture that I can get.
Right.
Right,
So,
because we have the same, the same lingo.
yes.
Right? And they like my voice on their records and this and that, and so that is how that kind of happened.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
And I guess I'm one of the few people that kind of got into it in this form. I mean, and Belize is also it's geographically bigger than Jamaica, but we are not as populated. Like, I think the current census gave us 350,000 people, so it's not densely populated as Jamaica is, for example.
Yeah.
So all these things matter. Yes, they love reggae music and all of that, but there's also these other genres. They're like punta music, and the Maya culture is of Belizean, is there. So.
Yeah.
There's all these diverse things about Belize.
And I'm happy you said that. So I'm curious to ask, because what I want to find out from you, are there any elements of Garifuna or Belizean traditions in your music? In your music?
Actually, I am actively working towards that.
Yeah.
Right? But because I did not grow up in the South, where I don't want to disrespect, because it's a sacred language.
Yes.
Right? But because I'm from Belize, I'm trying to pay homage to those parts of, where I grew up. So I'm currently, making songs that could somewhat incorporate some of that, like maybe 1 or 2 words in the language. But it's like I'm taking a book from Bob Marley, because what Bob Marley was doing, interestingly enough, like he took a couple patois words, for example, and sang in English, and then he layered certain elements in his music
Right.
to still make it reggae, like the bass line. And then, he add the blues elements by adding like maybe the organ and this different things, like if you listen to his music. So I'm kind of trying to do something similar with one or two of my records.
So can I expect
going
to hear,
forward?
Can I expect to hear something from Gary Funa in it?
Well, yeah, because I wrote at least one that I'm actively working with the producers because I want to make it authentic.
Yes.
Right. The late Gary Funa icon from Belize, his name was Andy Palacio, and we used to work closely together. My sisters and I did harmonies on two of his most prominent albums. So these are elements, most prominent albums. So these are elements I'm trying to, I would say incorporate within my history, because for me, it's a storyline of where I've been musically and where I'm going musically.
And not only that, so the platform, like you said, that you have, where you can showcase and highlight the Belizean culture. But you're also a representative of them, because I'm sure. Well, I want to say, give a big shout out to everybody who's watching on Facebook right now. Redeemer Badu is asking me to say hi to you. He says that
hi.
He said he's watching you from Ghana, Africa. So he said one love, all right. So people. So right now, what we're doing, it's nice to teach and educate, because as we're talking to Masha Steele, you can see that there are just like how in Jamaica we have our part one, so they have different aspects within the Belizean culture. So what she's trying to do is to incorporate all of these at some point, some way, somehow into the music, right? Is that what you say, Masha?
Right.
Okay.
Yes, and also my Spanish roots, because I'm also a Spanish girl too. It's crazy.
Sure.
And I just kind of because now look, as I mentioned earlier, I have Honduran roots, right? Honduran roots, right? And I just found out, about this because my father's side of the family, my grandfather, and I just got informed because I love Spanish music, right? And that's a part of me too that I love so much, and I love the Spanish food, and I couldn't figure out where I was getting it from, but because my mom passed away when I was so young, I did not really know my father's side of the family. Some of my half siblings, they were the ones that were telling me, oh, granddad was from Honduras. And I'm like, okay. Wow. Right? That's where my hair came from, because my hair is, mixed too. Right? But he always spoke proper English. He never spoke, patois, or never spoke Spanish in front of me. But then he died when I was like maybe 7 or 8. So died without me asking many questions of that side, because that side, they were the athletes, and my father was also a singer too and a songwriter.
Right. So people, once again, just
from Roatan, Honduras. So I just found out from Roatan.
All right. So people, once again, we're talking to an artist by the name of Masha Steele, Mesha, last name Steele. Music is available on all platforms. For all my Europeans that's watching and listening right now, don't forget that she is available. She's available, and you can book her. She's still taking bookings right now. She's starting a tour the Memorial Weekend. Plan to go lots of places in the States and all over. But she's still adding dates and making adjustments as she go along. So don't be surprised if you see her in a town near you. All right? Super talented. Once again, I want to say much love to everyone who's logging in right now from Mixcloud, YouTube. Good afternoon. Much love to everyone on JAIRiE Radio. Facebook Live, everyone on the world map, wherever in the world you are today. Her name is Masha Steele. I'm going to play a song for you, Masha. It's called Ghetto Blues. You want to tell me about it?
Oh, yes. Story of a single mother based on a true story.
It's called Ghetto Blues. Listen, people.
Tomorrow a better day. Everyone is longing for a better choice. overnight me feed me son and me daughter. Baby father gonna leave me out ya as over. Turn off me light, them lock off me water. Me pray to the Father for ease the pressure. Hoping for a better day around the corner. Wishing one day me start this turn into laughter. Praying that my children have a better future. Can't take this to abuse ya, abuse ya. Everyone is looking for a new life. Wanna make tomorrow a better day. Everyone is longing for a better choice. Wishing a bad ones could just go away.
A teaser, just letting you know what she sounds like if you're not as familiar. All right, I'm getting lots of hearts and thing on Facebook, so they're loving that one. So thank you so much. All right, so the music is available on our platform. That one is called Ghetto Blues, and that's just a song you wrote, Misha, not you living it.
Yes.
Right? All right.
Story of a single mother, because I was once a single mother, and it wasn't easy, you know.
Yeah. So
trying to heal from trauma and trying to raise a child and trying to be present for them and trying to provide for them, not easy.
Oh my goodness! So this is a song you wrote from personal experience.
Correct.
Wow! And I knew that you grew up with your grandparents because your mother had passed away, and your grandparents they had a business to write. Was the music they had a business to write? Was the music
it was just the music business basically that they had going on, because like I said, my family was the most prominent with the music there down there in the Belize, the McGregors. So it's weird because it was just basically, I call it reggae pella, because what we did, or I basically layered that with like Bob Marley covers. So that's how that started. And this is why we mash up and win all the talent shows, because people would go up there with their instrumentals and sing and be off tune, and we doing it a cappella and keeping everything tight. So it was definitely something special, This was that whole Boys to Men era when, they had In the Still of the Night and all of that. And we were, just kind of using that. I'm like, well, we could do reggae with the same thing.
And today, Misha, just for people who are listening to you, I just want to let you know that today, Misha is she is an award-winning singer. She's a songwriter. She's a band leader, celebrated for her dynamic performances and her musical versatility. She has over performances and her musical versatility. She has over they captivate audiences worldwide, right? And recently, I know that you unveiled 5 singles spanning genres in reggae, dancehall, pop, gospel, and holiday folk. What's holiday folk?
So, during Christmas, I had released a classic folk song from Belize. I had took the chorus and I rewrote a whole new story about it. But it's just some bangarang with a Joe Bryan and how he impregnated somebody in the neighborhood and his wife is the midwife, and it's a whole crazy story.
Wow. And I know that
and we kind of put it on a mentor rhythm, because mentor is similar to what we would call broke down in Belize. Everything aligns. It's weird. It's just that we call it something different.
Right. You said the culture is similar to Jamaica, so there are a lot of things that we can compare, and it's
man, because we even have Jankuno at Christmas.
You do? Really?
Yes, man. Even that's why I'm telling you, it's not far off. But we have the Jankuno. We eat rice and peas and the type of stuff you say. And we have the Maya culture going on. They're going strong. The Garifuna culture, and of course the Spanish culture. So we are a diverse people.
So I'm curious, for someone like me who has never visited Belize, and if I wanted to visit Belize, and so tell me about, like, for example, what kind of food is unique to Belize?
Well, wow. Like I said, we do rice and peas, same way we do stew, chicken, we do sorrel. Because I guess that's technically, because I guess a lot of I guess it just depended on where the slave ship landed, right?
I guess it just depends on our African culture. So whatever the Africans brought to Jamaica, they kind of brought to some of those same Caribbean.
Right.
So when you go to Jamaica, you feel right at home.
Yeah, but then in the South now, where the Garifuna is, it's like they are the most, I would say, closest to keeping the African culture, because they drum the same, they sing, they have the same type of song when they're singing their music in the language. Mm-hmm. And they have a thing called like fufu or hudut that they make with like fish tea and things like that, right? It's just that the side dish that they add with it is fufu or hudut, which is like ripe plantains. Like you boil the ripe plantain with the half ripe plantains, and you beat it in a thing called a mortar.
Yeah.
So it's very reminiscent of Africa. It's the same thing, and it's so delicious.
But Jamaica has the same thing, mortar. Like, for example, when they do the chocolate, and so they put in the mortar and they get the mortar stick and they beat it until it's smooth, and they can fold like mold those chocolate into a little ball. You can grate and make chocolate tea.
It is the same thing. We do the same thing.
All right, people.
And then we have bourgeois and call bourgeois dukuno, but our dukuno different.
Yeah. Dukuno, the bourgeois.
But it's the bourgeois and we want to make on the bourgeois. Yeah. We make dukuno the same way, but it's a little different. The Mayas adapted it and make it with corn.
Yeah. Wow. So people, that's what I'm talking about. It's called a ChitChat radio show. I know what I'm happy about is that I've gotten quite a bit of music from Misha that I can put into rotation and that I can share with this radio station, because they're on 24/7, so they can have these songs going in rotation as well. But today we just want to, cause we see her out there doing our thing and singing and so.
Girl, I'm sorry that I couldn't come in there today because we had quite a few deaths in our family, and I flew from the West Coast.
That's all right, Misha.
I'm a little jet lagged when I really wanted to be, girl, because I wanted to show off my outfit. I had a nice outfit picked out too.
It's all right. So I'm going to put you there right now. So I also have right here, I have a podcast room. So whenever you're going to be in New York, just link me up and we'll go into the podcast room and we'll go live from the podcast room. And we just sit on it because it's a informal kind of chit chat in the room. Here I can play your music and talk. So this is the introduction to the Sherry S ChitChat radio show. Then later on, when Misha come, we're going to go in the podcast room and sit in the big couch and knock glass and thing and so on, right?
Yes, we have to do that.
We have to do that. So people, I still want to give you a bit more background on Misha, because I really want you to, it's a very humble sister. And I just want you to love her some more. When you love her the way I love her, all right? So Misha, she, like I played this song before from Flower Gun, so she made notable appearance on the Westbound Cruise in Rhythm, right? When she collaborated with reggae legend Flower Gun on the track Touch the Road, which I played before. The album boasts collaborations with reggae heavyweights.
Oh my gosh. Uncle Beres, man. Oh gosh. I love him, you see? I love him. His energy is so contagious. You understand? You just say hush and people go crazy.
At UBS Arena. It was amazing. Yeah. So, and you were on recently with Taras Riley. How was that?
Right. Oh, that was amazing as well. Taras was another awesome artist that I've always loved from day one, because his voice is so unique, his sound is unique, and he's another storyteller that I really look up to. The first thing when him see me, he look at me, I'm like, yo, your outfit is outfitting.
That's what like something when Singy would say.
Yeah, because I showed up in there. I had this decked out denim cape on and just bling out. Oh gosh, my stylist really outdid herself for that performance. And that's the first thing you say, wow. Like,
but you know something though, but isn't that something that's in your blood though? Because wasn't your family like a kind of, weren't they like fashion designers and all that too?
Yes. Yes. And that rub off, man, I do my thing if I can't find me something that I like, I go and I make my own outfits.
Yeah.
When I got married and I couldn't find a dress in my color, I made my own wedding dress. I designed it with all silk. I imported all the materials because I wanted a blue dress to pay homage to my late grandmother who raised me, and I couldn't find a blue dress that suited me, so I made my own blue dress.
Wow.
It was gorgeous. Nobody believed I made that dress.
I see people, so we're talking, and that's how we call it a chit-chat radio show, you know. We're not in an interview, so all we're trying to do is just get the little, we want to go in the little creases, Misha. Little things, people see you, but they don't. You know something though, I have to show it to you, you know. I remember I saw you one day, you came into Sands with my good friend, Richie Stevens, and you have a way of commanding the presence of everybody around you. You're walking, and people will turn and look at, I mean, Richie's a big star, you know, but people look past Richie Stevens to look at you, walking in with your blonde hair, and your felt hat, and just making your statement, like you say, when it comes to fashion, that's what you do. People, we're talking to Masha Steele, and I haven't played a lot. People, we're talking to Masha Steele, and I haven't played a lot of the music today. I do have the music, but the reason why I'm not, because it's a chit-chat show. Mixcloud, much love. YouTube, much love. JAIRiE.com. Everyone on the world map. Let me see who we have watching right now. So, Germany is still here. France is still here. Jamaica is still here. But Germany love this show every day. Lots and lots of viewers from Germany. So
Germany, big up on yourself.
Yeah, man, big up yourself, everybody in Germany. She may not speak the language, but like I said, music knows no language. So she will come to Germany. Just make it happen. Just book her right now and she'll come. All right, so
for me.
Yeah. So beyond your music career, Misha, I know you're a teaching artist. Tell me about that.
You know, I think that's a very important thing to pass on your knowledge and your experience to youngsters and to people, students of all ages really, but mostly I take the children because I'm the cool auntie in my family. Every child, I have not met a child who do not gravitate. And they're always curious about what I do because they like the always kind of they want to, oh my gosh, I want hair like yours, or I want clothes like yours. So, or I want to sing like you. So I'm like, you know what? I got to start teaching these kids.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mentor children. That's one of the things dearest to my heart.
Yeah.
Because it's like, not everybody is afforded the opportunity to really learn something positive, because we are role models whether we realize it or not. They will not do as we say. Most of the times they will do as we do.
Yeah.
So I try my very best to be a good role model. And this is also why the stories that I tell, I want my stories to age well, because, you know, the other, younger generations, they're listening and they're watching.
That's true.
So the best way for me to do that is to actually be hands-on and teach them the art of what I do.
So for you...
And it resonates really well.
That's good, Misha. I really appreciate that. Once again, I want to say much love to everyone on Facebook Live. I want to say much love to Denise Paniago out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. All right, Denise, we know Brazil. In Brazil, they love reggae music. Misha will travel to Brazil. So, what does reggae really mean to you personally?
Reggae is love. Because that's what I feel, the vibe. Because trust me, you know when that drum and bass hits you, for me, it cures everything. Because I could be in a bad mood right now.
Yeah.
And when you hear that drum roll for that intro of that song, like authentic reggae music, and that bass line drop with it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
And then especially if the words are positive words. You know what I mean? Or it's not always positive words, but real words, reality.
Yes.
Because sometimes it will resonate to what you are going through at that very moment.
Yes, and I want you to let you know just right now that Jimmy Starsky, who is one of our big promoters here in New York, also known as Jimmy Hutchinson, he wants to shout you out and congratulate you on the people. Sometimes they don't want to talk on the phone, but they'll text it to me. So Jimmy Hutchinson, Jimmy Starsky wants to congratulate you on the great job that you're doing and wants to big up yourself as well. All right, so big up yourself, Jimmy Starsky. So I'm curious, I'm asking questions today because I really want people to know Masha Steele. What message are you trying to spread through your music?
Just to be real.
Just want to keep it real.
That, we're humans and we go through our highs and lows in life.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're good, tomorrow we may not be so good, but my music, I write it to resonate with the people, to let them know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
In this journey called life.
Yeah. So how do you want your fans to feel when they listen to your songs? Because you write a lot of your songs, right?
Yeah.
So how do you want your fans to feel when they listen to your songs?
I just want them to feel the love and my heart and my soul that I put into my work.
Mm-hmm.
So if that energy can resonate through my music, whether they are listening to it in a place that I've never been, or whether they're watching me perform it live, I just want them to feel that element.
Yeah.
And I want it to resonate with them. So,
all right,
connection. Yeah. I want them to really feel.
All right.
Life.
That's
love.
You see.
You understand?
And you see, she's a very unselfish person, And I'm saying all of that to you just based on the title of this song. It's called Everything But Me. Just listen to this.
Needs time and space, a chance to find your own special place in an artless world. It can drive you insane, but sometimes you gotta commit out of the rain and share a little bit of your precious time. Still only mine. I would do anything for you. I can remember when you felt the same way too. But now it seems you're into everything but me. Lost in a maze that circles endlessly. You're into everything.
You're into everything but me. Beautiful song right there. See, people, I'm just giving you some little teaser so you can see that. I want you to see the versatility of this artist, a truly talented artist. And Masha Steele, just want you to know that Althea Hewitt, who is another female reggae artist, want to give you a shout out as well, all right?
Althea, big up yourself, sis. I see you, girl. You're doing it.
Yeah. So I love when all the other artists show love to each other, because that's how we grow as a people. You understand me? Building and growing together. So
I got a favor though before we go?
Yes.
There's a song in my catalog that I sent you.
Yes.
I need you to plug that song because remember I told you I was harmonizing to my uncle's records when they came from Europe?
Yes.
That's the lick over to that song because I loved it so much. The one where they pull me by my ankles from under the table because of the harmonizing.
All right. We still have a little bit of time because if you have time, I have time because I can stick with you until 1:30 because my goal,
awesome.
I'm just want to take my little time because that's why I don't like to do them. I don't know. For me, I think it's counterproductive when you say you do an interview or you talk to an artist and you talk to them for 10 minutes. What can you showcase in 10 minutes? Unless the artists have a one song where they want to push you, it doesn't really make no sense. To me, it's just counterproductive. But if you want people to really get get a feel of who the artist is, you have to, chip it away little by little, don't it? Am I wrong?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. I want to find out from you, Misha, because your fans are listening, your friends in Belize are listening, and we have people all over the world right now that's listening to you. I'm curious to know what's the most powerful reaction you've ever received from a fan?
Tears.
Tears? Oh my God.
Tears. And it never gets old when you see somebody cry.
Wow.
Because that's when you know that you are really connecting, like they're really connecting to your story.
Wow.
Because, there's a saying, it's not what you say, it is how you say it. Mm-hmm. And this is why us as artists, like we should be very careful and choose our words carefully when we are, crafting our art.
Yes.
Because it can resonate in many ways. Like music can make you angry. It could induce, violence, depending on what you decide to write. Mm-hmm. It could induce, feelings of love, emotions, sensuality, all these different things. But nostalgia.
Yes.
When they get in that nostalgia space, and it hit them that a tear dropped from their eyes, is when you know that. I won't say that you arrived, but then it makes it worthwhile what I do when I see that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I can't believe, I'm like, okay, then I'm on the right track. And sometimes it comes in times when I'm like, maybe I shouldn't keep doing this, maybe I should do something else. And boom, you have this one show and then this happens.
Yeah. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, people, once again, if you're just joining us, we're talking to an artist by the name of Masha Steele. Misha, she was born in Belize, but like I told you, she is our adopted Jamaican singer, because if I didn't tell you today that Misha was from Belize, you would not know that, because Misha is on all the stages here in New York on the Jamaican reggae platform. She you see, music for Misha really knows no country, no nothing. For her, it's about the music. Am I correct, Misha?
That is correct.
All right. So
because you could write a piece of song, like your lyrics, you could put that on any beat.
Yes, absolutely.
You understand? And make it into whatever genre.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, if you have ever written a song based on personal experience. But I think the song that I played earlier, Ghetto Blues, is kind of telling that story, right?
Oh, yeah. There's that one. There's the Me Too song that I put out some years ago on the Frivolous Nation rhythm. That one was very deep and very personal because it kind of highlights some of the experiences I've been through as a woman and in the music industry as well.
Because a lot of people don't realize this industry, called the music industry, it may look all nice and dandy out there, but it's not a pretty industry. You have to stand up strong and tall to be where you have to be, because if you're not careful, not enough said. Anyway, you and I understand each other. If you're not careful...
Absolutely. Every woman that is listening right now, whether you are in the music industry or not, if you are in any industry of this world, we face certain things. And for years and years and generations, it has always been swept under the rug, and it's like some type of normalcy, but it's unacceptable.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be. And you see, and it takes people like us who has a voice and a mic to say things like these. There are some things that we're not supposed to accept from nobody. We shouldn't have to do that, and we're not going to do that. So if you, powers that be that listening right now, that's what we're saying right now. Today's Easter Sunday. We're not taking it no more, and we're gonna be the voice for the voiceless. All right. So, and in the same realm, now, since we're talking about that, what role do you think reggae plays in social and political activism?
Oh, huge! Because not just the Caribbean at large, but globally, it resonates with everyone. So it plays a massive role.
Wow!
Because now people see it as a cool thing. To affiliate with reggae, but the reason why they feel like it is so cool is because of the message that it has always brought to the world at large on a global standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. And that's so, so true because, you know, so they always say the music are the messages in the music. And that's what that's the story. It's a story that you want to tell, you know, because I'm sure when you're writing your music, you think about what do I want to tell them today. So it's a story that you as an artist, I can sit here and play your music, but people are going to react to the songs that you write based on the story that you tell. Because most times, many of us are going through some similar, or if not the same things that you, the artist, is going through. So people are going to support because they can identify with what you're talking about. Am I correct?
Correct. Correct.
Right, yeah.
And then I also believe that, you know, there are certain people of certain cultures or certain privilege that want to somehow identify with the struggles that come along with reggae music, because that comes from a place of pain and struggle when those, you know, everything, every inch of it, every fiber of it, you know, comes from that.
And I have,
and it's almost like they are, I don't want to say paying homage, but it's like they want to do it in solidarity, like they want to affiliate, you know, in solidarity in some forms. Although there are some cultural appropriations in some areas, but because, like I said, they think it's cool, but for us, it's reality.
Misha, you know something? I think it's now time for us as female in this industry to stand up and band together and, you know, be a stronger force where we have the voice. And I think that we can do it. We don't have to wait for nobody to dish out nothing to us and give us what we're supposed to get or what they think we should get. I think it's time for us to take the bull by the horn and just start march through some doors and break some glass ceilings and so on. And I want you to know as well on Facebook that Sandy Bradshaw is saying, Masha Steele, congrats, darling. I checked out your music and I like your vibes. She said, I am Jamaican. So thank you right there, Sandy Bradshaw.
Thank you very much, Sandy.
And this is what we're looking for. This is why we do a chit chat, because you're going beneath the weeds to know the artist. So what this is doing now is pushing you now to go and Google. It's pushing you now to go and stream and listen to the words that she writes in her songs. And I do encourage you this Easter to do that. Ladies especially, I want all my female listeners to go support Masha Steele with a girl power. All right? That's what we're doing today.
Because at the end of the day, I will say this now, like, you know, picking up from where you left off about women banding together, we really need to. Because the unfortunate thing is that for years and years or generations, they've always tried to pin women against one another. And they want us to think, oh, there could only be one, you know, that holds the crown to this or to that. Absolutely not.
No.
The Most High created all of us with certain things within us, with certain traits. And we're all unique in our own way. And we all have something to contribute to this world. But when we're listening to these, you know, propaganda or propagandists trying to pin us against each other, like, for example, some years ago when Cardi B came up, for example, on the scene, there was this whole culture that it can either be her or Nicki Minaj.
Then
I remember
not realizing that
I unfriended many people
Yeah.
regarding that because of the, the middle and the support that they were putting behind that to just make them be beefing and, to separate them, be like, oh, why do we got to do that?
And we shouldn't do that. Not realizing that this whole environment is so large. There is enough space for each and every one of us. And that's how we have to push. So I'm curious to know right now, Misha, what's your proudest moment in your music career so far?
Jeez, I got to think about that one.
All right, so we can rally back to that one in the meantime. And I know that we'll come back to that later, so you want to think about that. And I know you see, there's some artists that I can ask some hard questions. Come in, people like you, we can vibe that level there but we can rally back to that. So I know you have performed internationally and you've been doing it for quite a long time. Where is your most favorite place to perform?
Okay. Carabana was one. Cozumel, Mexico, because they have their carnival, and you know why? Because they're Spanish-speaking people, and all they wanted was reggae music.
Wow,
it's crazy. They love reggae so much.
Jawais told me the same thing.
Yeah, it's absolutely my favorite place because you are in front of thousands of people for 5 nights straight.
Wow.
And they have their personal favorites that they probably wanted me to do at that time and things like that. Man, and I'm telling you the love that we got, me and my band, when we went there.
Wow.
To the point that they gave me my international acclaim. My first international acclaim came from Mexico.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And then I went back some years later, like 10 years later, after not being there. And I had a whole different look. I had chopped my hair off at that point because this is when I was in the midst of that whole Me Too movement where I'm like, you know what, I'm just let me cut my hair off because, you know, I'm not going to exercise no more. I'm not going to do this and that no more because all men see is my body.
Yeah.
You're
trying to look unattractive.
Yeah, Mr. May I go look like one boy, no, can't be tired of this. Right? So I went to Mexico because that was my favorite place. The island of Cozumel is so beautiful and it's so serene. There's a side of the island that has no electricity and none of that, and it's just blue waters and the white sands, and it's gorgeous. And you're on a hammock, and when coincidentally they have red stripe on them things there, you know. And so I went. And do you know the minute, this is after 10 years of not going there at that time, I went, and the minute I stepped into that square off the ferry.
Yeah.
Misha, oh my God, Misha.
Oh my God. Oh
Girl,
my God. You must have gotten, you get goosebumps.
Let me tell you, it was so indescribable because I tried to be a different version of myself that they would not recognize, but it did not work.
Yeah. Amazing.
So, and then what was supposed to be a vacation turned into 5 nights of concerts.
My goodness.
Acoustic because I didn't have my band with me.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And then they brought me back, and then they gave me a Gold Mass Award, which is like one of the highest honors, I think.
Wow. That's amazing, though. That's absolutely amazing. That's so amazing. I love that, though. So I'm curious to know, Misha, so how because you know us, not just females, but in general, if you're in the public light, not everybody's going to like everything that you do. So I want to find out that you're going to have some people going to like, some won't. So I want to know, how do you handle criticism negatively or positively?
With a smile, and I keep my opinions to myself. Because like you said, not everybody's going to like you. Yeah. But then there are some people who will just be outright mean. Like, for example, you know, some months ago, I performed at a venue in Queens. And this lady was offended that I did not remember her. Mind you, we were not formally introduced at any point. She was a bartender at one of the venues that I performed at, and she expected me to remember her after 10 years. And because I didn't remember her, she got really rude. And again, I took it with a grain of salt and a smile.
Yeah. And I know exactly where you're going to, because I go through it myself. Because, you know, sometimes when, for example, you interacting, you have over 5,000 people on Facebook. For me, I have almost 22,000 people following me. I don't know why.
Right.
When you go out, you're going to see people who you don't know. So anyway, for all those people who are watching me today, I know I have like about 22,000 guys. Are you guys following me? Today we're talking to Masha Steele. And if you see me outside and I don't say hi sometimes, most times I don't know who you are. So sometimes since you know me, you can come across and say hi. And that's the same thing Masha is saying, that if you have to commit the faces to memory, and even if it's you 2 times, we may not remember you and she may not remember you. She have to interact with you ongoing for a couple of times. So the next time she says she know you. So don't feel no way, she don't mean nothing by it, all right?
Yeah, we don't mean nothing by it. But if you have not been formally introduced to a person, how do you expect them to know you?
Yeah, so Misha,
it's common sense, and I'm not trying to be rude.
No, it's true. But Misha, are you currently signed to a label? Are you an independent artist?
I am independent.
Oh, you're independent.
I'm independent.
So you control everything pertaining to Masha Steele.
Yes, I do. And I have like my booking agencies that will handle my bookings and such. When I go on the road, I hire a road manager to handle my affairs.
Oh, so are there any Masha Steele merch available?
There will be soon. We have nothing at the moment, but you know, when you guys go on my social media and my Spotify and all of that in the top of May, there should be some new merch coming out. And my T-shirts, keychains, you know, things like that.
So just from one sister to another. So as you get ready to start your tour on the Memorial Weekend, this may be something that you want to get a few of to have out there. So it's just something that they can take away from the show, even if it is inexpensive. You know, you can get some things where they can remember, you can start. I mean, I see. I'm trying to show you the entrepreneurial side of you. Since you're gonna be there anyway, doing what you're doing, and if they come to see you, then you give them something to walk away with.
Usually we will do like hats and things like that.
Yes,
so
man.
the hats are coming back too.
Yes, man.
But you know, last couple of times we had like with Rhythm All Stars. Like when we did the Cape Town show, we had his T-shirts with the Rhythm All Stars logo, because Rhythm All Stars is actually my company.
Nice.
Yeah, that we keep shows. That's the name of my band, and that's my label.
And you do have a band.
Correct. Rhythm All Stars is the name of the band, but that's the umbrella that everything is under. So I just use that one brand name for everything.
Okay, so you are one of those Belizeans who kind of stood out, and the reason why I'm saying that, because I have to speak from the perspective of a Jamaican and somebody who do Jamaican music to know, say, you have kind of, you're not just singing music for Belizeans, but you're singing music that a lot of us can identify with, and I see you performing in locations that are predominantly Jamaican owned. So for any Belizean right now who is listening to you, who is trying to break into the music industry, what would be your advice to that person?
I would just say to, just follow your directives, like follow your heart. Because this is where my heart led me, and this was the path that was laid in front of me in some form. The minute I decided to come to New York, I did not realize New York had so many Jamaicans.
It's a melting pot for Jamaicans.
Oh, yeah. So I think because of where I landed, that has a lot to do with it.
Oh, yeah, right. So any new music or any upcoming releases? The reason why I'm doing these short questions
we have a couple things. I have a very powerful woman's anthem that's going to come out soon. My new EP is more directed towards, empowering women. Also the love and the loss that we feel. Things like that. So it's going to be powerful.
Cool.
If you guys go on my Facebook page and my YouTube, you will see that I did a guitar cover of this song called "Just Like a Woman" by the late great Roberta Flack. We're going to do a reggae lick over to that one, and I will do an acoustic version because I'm also a guitar player.
Yeah, wow. People, we're talking.
If you go on my platforms, you'll see me play my guitar acoustic versions of certain songs.
Yes.
And that EP is going to be powerful.
People, her name is Masha Steele, a very multifaceted, multi-talented sister. And I love talking to people like this who are kind of charting their way and doing things and doing great music. And if you notice that time is kind of running against me, so I'm going to start doing some short answer things because I really have a couple of questions that I want to ask you, because my goal today is for people to get more familiar with you. If you don't hear me play a lot of your songs today, Masha, don't worry about it. I'm going to send everything that you sent to me over to the radio station here at JAIRiE Radio, because they are on 24/7, so they can put you in rotation. And I can also start playing you more too on my personal radio shows, because I never had much of your music. So this interview gave me a lot of your songs. So it's girl power, we say, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So dream, I know you're talking about you just did a song that's going to empower women, but any dream collaboration, local or internationally?
My dream collaboration. Wow. Uncle Barris is one.
Hello, Uncle Barris.
Signal.
Busy?
Yeah, those are my two, like Busy Signal for sure. Oh, also, but I have an upcoming collab with Maca Diamond that's coming out as well.
Okay. So anyway, so Busy, Berries, Uncle Berries, Brother Busy, Misha still want to link you up, alright, she have something. So do you have any plans to explore any other genre or fuse reggae with different styles?
Yeah. Afro House. We're working on some Afro House remixes right now. And like my acoustic album of my body of work, I will release that at some point because this is all my past works that I've reworked in acoustic style.
Yeah.
So those are coming.
Okay. So there you have it.
Because like I said, I'm really a soul artist.
Yeah.
Right? So the stories that I have, when you place them in an acoustic style with you one away with that one instrument, it just resonates so deep.
All right, so just based on what you just told me now, so how do you see your music evolving over the next 5 years?
Well, that's it. It's just, to a timeless time frame where we can listen to it 20 years from now. I want it to age well. So this is the vision that I have.
Yes.
For my work, for it to age well. And one of the reasons why I was always drawn to reggae music is because of Bob Marley and how his music aged and how it, transcends, generations and it transcends cultures.
Yeah, absolutely. So people, once again, we're talking to an artist by the name of Masha Steele. And don't forget that Masha's music is available on all platforms. And ladies, I'm asking my lady friends today, I'm asking my girlfriends today, I'm asking all the ladies who listen to me today. We're saying that we want to make this year 2025 the year of ladies. I want ladies to, I'm asking the gentlemen to do it as well, but ladies, I want you to step out front and start support up front. You go stream the music, go buy the music. Today is Easter Sunday, so let us show Masha that you can do it. So I'm asking you right now to go Google Masha Steele and buy some, even one song. But if in Jamaica, they say one cocoa full basket. So I'm asking you guys to go out there and support the artist. If you don't have anything for Masha, commit to having something for Masha. All right?
But look, I would go a step further. Because remember, streaming nowadays is, the ultimate. So stream my music on these various platforms. Right? Because they're on every platform imaginable out there, even the ones that I do not know the name to give you right now. But even if you're on Amazon Music and all, just stream it. Subscribe to my channels on, on these respective platforms and, give me a strength.
Ladies, if you're hearing me right now, I see Marsha Campbell, Jamaica, I see Sandy Bradshaw, I see Veronica Smichael, everybody logging on right now. We just want you to go right now and go follow Masha Steele. Go follow Masha Steele. Masha, what's your name on Instagram?
At Masha Steele. So everything is basically that. At
Masha Steele.
Steele.
Ladies, we're saying girl power. All my lady friends, go at
Sandy,
Masha
big up
Steele.
yourself. I see you just sent me a friend request.
Who's that?
Sandy.
Sandy Bradshaw?
Yes.
All right, big up yourself, Sandy. And that's what we're talking about. So I want you guys to go now and start following Masha Steele. Go buy the music. You don't have to buy. Go stream the music today. Follow her, follow her Instagram. And she said it's quite easy. So you know how some artists have a different name on every platform. And her platform, every platform is at Masha Steele. But I must play you this song from Masha right now. It's called My Love. All right. It's a song that Masha would like you guys to hear. And then I have a couple more questions for Masha. I know time is winding down, but the only thing here at JAIRiE is that Mr. Isaacs can be very accommodated. So Mr. Isaacs, I have to play this song and then I have about 4 or 5 more questions for Masha. Just bear with me, all right?
Yes, Mr. Isaac, thank you for indulging me.
Sure. I promote now because we're a girl power. Girl power. That's what we're talking about right now. Her name is Masha Steele, and this song right here is called My Love.
My love is like a burning fire. My love is like a burning
of course, the rest of it, you can go and stream it. So right away, I want to say much love because, and this is why we do what we do. And today I say is girl power. So I want to give a big shout out to Sharon Campbell on Facebook, who just told me that she's going to go and follow Misha and support Misha's music. Big shout out to Veronica Smichael, who's told me just she's going to go by and stream Masha Steele's music. Sandy Bradshaw, thank you guys so much. And so guess what? If we finish an interview and one person become a fan, then we have done our work. But it's nice when I see all the ladies now checking in right now. I'm asking all the ladies, that's only 3. I want you guys, and you know that this interview is going to be pinned to my page for the next week, for a whole week, and I'm going to share it in every group on Facebook. So you guys, if when you hear this, I'm asking you to do the same thing. Support the artists. That's how they grow. It's a business. That's how they feed their families. That's how they live. We may have a 9 to 5. This right here is their 9 to 5. They bring us joy and peace and happiness. Right, Misha?
Absolutely, ladies.
So,
thank you so much for the support, by the way, everyone.
Yes, man. That's how we say it. All right, Misha. We still have a few more questions for you before you go. I did ask you, I don't have to ask you about the tour because you tell me that you have a tour starting on Memorial Weekend. So I won't ask you about that again. All right, so I'm curious to know, what's a day in your life like when you're not making music?
I'm always making music. I do not know a day where I'm not making music because even if I'm teaching the children how to play an instrument, I'm still doing music.
All right,
so music has been a fabric of my life ever since I've known myself.
All right, so people, and you know, we talked to her earlier, and she told me that Belizean dishes are kind of similar to Jamaica. But I'm going to ask her, what's your favorite Belizean dish?
Oh, okay. I'm a foodie girl. Why you putting me on the spot?
Well, that's how it is. What you're saying, and that's why it's a ChitChat show because
So I'll give you from each culture.
Yes.
So from what would be considered Belize Creole, which is like Jamaican. The rice and beans with this brown stew and potato salad. Sunday dinner, right? From the Spanish side now, there's tamales that I love. From the Mayans, there's dukuno. And then from the Garifuna, there's fufu or hudu, along with fish tea.
So from the Garifuna, that fufu is actually because I know Africa has that as one of their dish. And that's the one that's the one you eat with your hands, the fingers.
We eat it with a fork or a spoon or whatever, but you dip that in that fish tea with the coconut milk and all that niceness.
Yeah.
You understand? Girl, let me tell you, that is the... but that's going to give you some extra hips, because that's a lot.
I don't eat for morning, you know, so I'm hungry.
Look here, girl.
Colleen Palmer Richards giving that big old shout out and big star on Facebook. Anyway, so people, don't mind my dialect. I may have just spoken in patois, but Misha understands. But for my listeners over there in Europe, in Germany, in France, in Italy, everyone in Africa, what I did just now, I spoke to Misha in our Jamaican dialect, we call it patois. So, but you may not have understood. I was just... we just kind of have a little moment right there. So our apologies to you if you don't understand what I just said. I'm sorry about that. Misha, almost there. All right. So if you were not doing music, what would you be doing? I know this question doesn't make no sense because if you've been doing it from 4, it seems like that's what you'd be doing.
I would probably be working with children because I love children. But I have best of both worlds because part of what I do, I work with music with children. Because everybody keeps telling me like I have a special gift. Like some of the children that I deal with in the music world when I'm teaching them are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And I tend to be one of the only people that they gravitate to. So the school will send me most of the students that they get on that spectrum because of that. I guess because they say, you know, of my patience and my mannerisms, the way I deal with them. Because I try to deal with these children on their level.
Yeah.
And I take it slow with them.
Okay.
And at the minute any child steps in my room, they become my baby immediately.
But people, once again, you know, his show is gonna be from up until 1:30. Time always seems to go by so quickly, but Misha has promised that she's gonna come sit on the big couch, and we're gonna knock glass and just chit chat and talk right here at JAIRiE, the studios in Queens, New York. We have the podcast room, and we're gonna be in the podcast room holding a vibe. Want to say much love to you, Colin Phillips. Everyone who checked in today, want to say much love, Mixcloud, Instagram. Much love to everyone on JAIRiE.com. WorldNet. Much love to everyone who checked in today all over the world. Germany. Thank you, Germany, for your love and your support. Thank you, France. Thank you, South Africa. Thank you, Sao Paulo, Brazil. USA, thank you. Jamaica, thank you. And guess what? Too many to name today, but you were all logged in today. You were checking out Masha Steele. And don't forget all those international countries that I saw watching today. Masha says that she's available. She will travel, and she's looking for your bookings. All right, Masha, a surprising fact most people don't know about you.
That I'm a mom.
Well, now that you open,
I'm a doting mother.
Now that you open the door.
My child is the love of my life, and he's my kryptonite.
All right.
I think he's embarrassed when I say things like this, but my song and his song is "I Can't Help Falling in Love with You." Because the minute he was born and he gripped my pinky finger, that song made sense. Every word of it made sense. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Love at first sight, don't it?
No.
Sure. People, once again, her name is Masha Steele. What an absolutely exciting interview. Not interview. What an absolutely beautiful chit-chat we have today. We'll be back again, you know, on the big couch as we talk and chit-chat with Lisa, with our sister right here, Masha Steele, knocking glass and holding a vibe and thing and so. But Masha, before I play my last song, and if you have a song that you would like me to play, I'm going to ask you for that song. But how would you like, and the reason I'm going to say, because I know you're from Belize, and I know, you know, Belizean, they just adore you because you're putting them on the stage and putting them on a platform. So I'm not going to ask from the perspective of people all over the world, but from the perspective of Belizean music history. How would you like to be remembered in Belizean music history?
I just want to follow into the footsteps of my grandparents and leave the mark that they made, because up to now, they're still the most talked about. My grandfather and all the things that he did, and he's in the history books of Belize.
Yeah.
So I just want to follow into their footsteps and make them proud.
All right, awesome. So see, she keep it nice and simple. And of course, we're past the 1:30 hour. We're past the 1:30 hour. So I want to ask you right now, before I go, if I had to close the show today, out of the songs that you sent to me, which song would you like me to play?
There's a song in my catalog called "See Us Now," a letter to Mama.
See Us Now. I don't think I have that one.
See Us Now.
I don't have that.
If you
yes, I do. I do have it. I do have it. All right, it's on the Minga rhythm.
There's a reggae version called "Letter to Mama." See Us Now, Letter to Mama.
Letter to Mama. All right, I don't have, but I think I do. I do have the See Us Now.
But play the one from Minga rhythm, because the one that's Letter to Mama is just a reggae version of the same song.
All right, so
but the Minga rhythm was a rhythm that was sent to me from Germany, actually.
Oh, really? Probably that's why we have so many Germans on today. So big up yourself, everybody in Germany. Because I'm telling you today, I have so many people watching you from Germany. And not only one area in Germany, but different areas in Germany. France, thank you. Sao Paulo, Brazil, thank you. South Africa, thank you. Jamaica,
Yes.
USA. And guess what? We can't forget about our friends and family on Facebook Live. I thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Instagram, much love. YouTube, thank you, thank you, thank you. Once again, her name was Masha Steele. And before I give Misha the platform, I'm going to play this song for you. It's called See Us Now. And then we're going to say our goodbyes, all right?
Yeah. This is a letter to my mom that I turned into song.
Oh, and she wants you to know, said this song right here, her mom, like she told you earlier, her mom passed away when she was just a toddler. And you know what it's like if you had to grow up with her mother. Thank God that her grandparents stood up and fill in and grew her as feeling did the role of the mother in her life. So this song, See Us Now, is dedicated to her mom who passed away years ago, right?
Yeah, mama. I don't know where to begin. So much I want to say to you right now. If you could see us, see us, see us, see us now. If you could see us, see us, see us, see us now. Would you hold us together through the stormy weather? See us, see us, see us, see us now. Wonder what you would say. See us today. Wonder what you would do. See hear what we've been through. Would it break your heart? Would we grown apart? Wonder how it would be if you didn't leave at the door. 'Cause I don't know if things will ever get better. Finally, I'm writing you this letter. Yes, I wish upon a star, wondering just where you are. See us now.
All right, See Us Now. That's dedicated to her mom. Beautiful, beautiful song right there from Masha Steele. And once again, I want to say thank you to our brother here at JAIRiE Radio Studios, Mr. Tony Isaacs. Thank you, Mr. Isaacs, for accommodating us. I want to say thank you to everyone who logged in today. Mixcloud, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, JAIRieradio.com, World Map. Everyone who logged on today, I thank you so much. And don't forget that this interview will be on my Facebook page. It's going to be pinned to the top of my page on Facebook for the next week. So you can go and listen to it if you didn't hear it before. But as I go, as I say my goodbye, and I want to say thank you so much, Misha. I know you came in from the West Coast last night, so I know you're still jet lagged. Talking to you just now, we never get that feeling. You're upbeat and you don't sound tired, but I know as soon as you get off this phone, you're going to hit the pillows. So I'm going to give the platform to you right now, Misha, to shout out whomever you want to shout out. Oh, I know you're also doing something at Grey Dolphin. I don't know if it's coming up soon, but and with also Merva Forest. You can big them up. And so we have to say, as you give your thank you to everyone who tuned in today to listen to you. But I personally, on behalf of JAIRiE Radio, want to say thank you for your time today. I do appreciate it. Much love.
Much love. So, Grey Dolphin, I'm not actually working there currently.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago, like last month or something. I can't even remember. I'm sorry, guys. And I was at Footprints with Platinum One this past Wednesday. And, but stuff is coming up regarding me and Platinum One because I'm always there for them.
Yes.
They're my power in the music.
Yeah.
On the live feed.
I saw something with Topaz, if I'm not lying.
So yeah, those are all past events. And my agent need to go in and update my calendar. Because some of them, the way they showed up, because sometimes they show up late in the groups and things like that.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
Because when my social media people share, they tend to share it to like over 100 groups, and these things do not get approved right away.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's approved after the date, so it keeps showing up.
Ah.
But yeah, I want to say enough respect to Sydney Mills. from SPI Music. You know, I have some special appearances coming up with them and SUNDY in the future. As part of my stops, some of the stops on my tour, like little cameo appearances with them. And I want to big up Jamaican Dave, my power from Philadelphia, that, you know, he books me in those parts, and my other agents in the other parts that, you know, kind of keep the machine going, the guys that keep me going in this thing, and all of my listeners and all of my supporters. Because honestly, I'm not really comfortable with the word fans.
Yeah.
So I say supporters because I'm, you know, fans just make it seem like I'm above everybody, and I'm really not. I'm a human being just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So me just say supporters. So I want to thank everybody that supports me, even if it's just, you know, one listen today, or you guys go and you stream my music. I want to say from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate you, right? I want to big up on yourself and cherish people like you who give us a platform, you know, to tell our stories.
Yes, man.
Enough respect, and
thank you, honey.
Enough respect to JAIRiE Radio as well, because you give us a platform, you know, for people like us, independent artists like us, to come and, you know, tell our stories and share our work.
And people, I'm so sorry today that Misha was in the studio, because I know you guys like to see the artists when they show up. Last week we had Michigan and the guys love him. But you know, Misha is going to come sitting at the couch with us, and we're going to talk and have a chit-chat and all that and so on. But as you go, Misha, I just saw from Veronica Smikle and Fitch say, oh, I'm going to go support her, I love her. But also, as I go, Sandy Bradshaw is saying your vibes, your lyrics, your voice, all invite us into your heart of music. All right, so there you have it. And people, you have to understand, so when you can show love to these artists, because you know they take time to write these music, you know. So when you, as the listeners, reach out to them, and guess what? Even if I'm not here today, you know, I know you're gonna be seeing this feed after. Inbox her, text her something, go on our page and write something. Encourage artists, let them know, say, we love what you are doing. And as I go, don't forget, we're saying this girl power 2025. I want all my female, like what Misha said, not fans, but supporters. All my female supporters, let us go support Masha Steele. Let's support and build. That's how we grow as a people. All right? I want to say thank you. Yes, absolutely.
One community. Oh, and guys, listen, I have a Facebook group called Steel Nation. If you, ladies and gentlemen, would go in there and add yourself into that group, Steel Nation, because I will put some special things in that, like live and stuff like that.
Can you repeat that for me?
Steel Nation.
Field as in F-I-E-L-D?
Steele.
Oh, Steel Nation. Okay, so Steel Nation. So they can communicate with you through Steel Nation.
Correct, because you know on Facebook sometimes, like I have like 16,000 followers on here, but we don't get to see all the interactions with or people and stuff like that. So this is why I created that group, so that we could have more personal interactions and people could see what I have going on, and I could also see what they have going on.
All right. Thank you so much. So once again, people, thank you guys for tuning in today. Thank you, Misha. Thank you, JAIRiE Radio. Thank you for everyone who logged in today. Don't forget to join me next week for another great interview. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be Mr. Banton out of the UK. But join me again next week. It's all about the Sherry S. ChitChat Radio Show. And our goal right here is to educate and highlight and showcase our artists. And I love the sisters. When we're doing good things, that's how we do. And don't forget, we're going to say this year, 2025 is the year of the woman. Girl power, we say.
Absolutely.
Please go support. Go stream. You can't stream too many. And Misha has quite a catalog. So go stream the music.
Thank you.
Misha, I thank you. I thank you so much. All right? And say hello to your son as well, all right?
I sure will. Big up yourself, sister, here.
Sure. Blessings here.
All right, we chat again, because we got to link up and get on that couch.
On the couch, we're going to sleep on the couch, and we're going to drink my Merlot, you drink whatever you drink, and we're going to knock and talk. Because it's important, as I go, people, I'm sorry, but as I go, it's important to, Any publicity is good publicity. And when these artists take time out of their busy schedule to come spend time with us, we have to respect and honor them for just being here. So, Misha, I thank you. And I honor you from one sister to another, all right?
Absolutely. Likewise, my sister. We'll see each other soon. Bless up.
Blessings. People, as I say my goodbye, that was Masha Steele. And thank you to everyone here at JAIRiE Radio Studios. Of course, don't forget as I go that JAIRiE Radio is a black-owned community radio station. We're looking for sponsorship. You know, something take money to keep this thing running, and I want to be here. I don't want to only tell Mr. Isaacs, tell me, say, Sherry Esther can't come next week because I can't pay the light bill. So I'm asking for some sponsorship. I need some sponsors for my show. So, all right? Link up to Mr. Isaacs and let us know what's going on right here. Mr. Isaacs, take it away. So next week, 11:30 to 1:30, it's all about the Sherry ChitChat Radio Show. Thank you again. Okay.